So Fatima Nicole is wondering about working in a call center and feeling anxious that her native language is not English. Obviously, there's going to be a lot of English going on, right? So I think I can understand English, but my mind doesn't have a structure. How do you get that structure? Just like everything else, it's all about practice. But how do you practice? I would recommend that you start with very simple outlines, but you don't want to make your outlines too complicated. So what I would do if I were you in your situation to build confidence about customer service English situations. Number one, might take my course, Customer Service English. That might be a good one to choose. Number two, you want to get used to talking about the kind of things that you'll be talking about in that setting, in a customer service setting, right? How do you get used to doing that? So you ask yourself questions that you think they might ask you, and it depends on the industry. But let's just say one question is, can you help me locate where my order is? I got a notification that it had been shipped, but I'm not seeing it with the tracking number. Please help. Okay, I don't know what industry you're in, but just ask yourself a few questions. Write those questions down. Now, what you don't want to do is write a whole answer. That's a mistake because that will force you to remember specific sentences, which might cause you to get even more confused when you're in a real live situation on a call with someone. That's when you need to be responsive. You need to be very aware of what this person is trying to communicate to you so that you can deal with their issue specifically. What you can do, though, is build a basic structure. So you ask yourself that question you've written down. And I would strongly recommend you record this. Just turn on an app, a recording app on your phone, right? Just record yourself. Spend no more than 20 seconds writing down a basic outline structure of your answer. Don't write full sentences when you do your outline. Just a bullet point or a dash and then a word or two to simply remind yourself of what you're going to say next. So maybe you could say, mention order. That's where you're going to start. You're going to talk about the order. Or you could say an order number. Or you could say, confirm shipment, that it has been shipped. Point two, what are the points that you need to hit? Just write them down quickly. Keep them very simple. A word or two, maybe three. No full sentences. 20 seconds. Then talk through it. Practice talking through it. Now you're recording yourself. So you're on the phone with that person. You imagine you're explaining it to them on the phone. Well, I'm checking in my system and it looks like your order has been shipped. Order number, blah, 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 blah. The issue seems to be that, and then you would go on and explain based on your bullet points. If you do that 20, 30, 40 times and you practice that over and over with different questions and different structures, eventually you're going to get comfortable talking through that outline. So you can use that then in the job itself. When someone asks you a question, as you're processing their question, you're used to writing down outlines. Make a quick outline on a piece of paper. This, 4 or 5 outline points that you want to talk about. Again, very simple. Then when you answer, you feel at least comfortable knowing you have the support of your structure when you're going through your explanation. There, written down on a piece of paper, right? Or maybe on your computer screen. But then the next step would be to go beyond that, to start then practicing without the outline, getting used to the feeling of answering instinctively. Don't push yourself to do it too quickly because it's totally fine to have the outline. But I would recommend starting practicing without an outline, just talking, and you'll get, again, used to the feeling of following the flow of your thoughts. Just like you would do that in your native language, right? You get used to the feeling of following the flow of your thoughts. It's like jumping from a stepping stone, one to the next. When you get to this one, you see the next one, right? That's kind of what I'm doing right now. I don't have an outline written down to answer your question. You kind of follow the stepping stones. Then you start doing that in real life, in the conversation, when you're talking with a customer. Then you kind of got it. you're used to it. So it's all about that practice, but I would do it in stages. Don't just jump off the cliff and start answering with no support. You have that outlined there. It's very powerful as a little support structure, which can keep you safe and at least help you stay on track when you're answering someone's questions. By the way, this is true far beyond just customer service, when you're giving presentations, when you're explaining things to groups of people, when you're sitting in front of a camera talking about things. This is the process to follow. Anytime you need to share a lot of information, you want to make sure it's organized, always start practicing with the outline. Really, really powerful. That's certainly what I do, and it has helped me a lot. Okay, hopefully that answers your question. Fatima Nicole, it's a really good one. I appreciate it. If you guys haven't already done so, don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe, and also you can check out my full courses in the links in the description.